Hey Stargate fans! On today's Toy Spot, we're going to be looking at Stargate SG1 Season 10, Daniel Jackson and Teal'c. And before we actually look at the figures, we'll look at the packaging. Packaging has a very nice Stargate ring around the outside, and then within the inside, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's the universe solar system there. And down below we've got a picture of Michael Shanks and I'm trying to remember who played Teal'c. Christopher Judge. A nice picture of the two of them. On the back of the packaging, the other figures in this wave are Desert Combat Jack O'Neill. We've got Desert Combat Daniel Jackson, Desert Combat Samantha Carter. I think you guys see a trend going on here. Desert Combat Teal'c. We've got Jonas Quinn, Season 10 Daniel Jackson, and Season 10 Teal'c. It says down below, be on the lookout for Stargate Atlantis Series 3 action figures on sale in 2008. Read up. I'm just going to scroll this up here. Read up says, join the continuing adventures of Stargate Command's premier team with this Season 10 Stargate SG1 action figure 2-pack. Dr. Daniel Jackson has changed much over the years, but when taken prisoner by the fanatical Ori forces and transformed by their power, all seemed lost. Fueled by the same power responsible for untold death and destruction, can Daniel resist long enough to fight back against Adria and her Ori priors? Teal'c has always proven himself to be loyal to the end, but when a time dilation field results in 60 years of captivity aboard the Odyssey, his dedication was truly put to the test. Volunteering to manually alter the timeline to save his friends, Teal'c returned to present decades older instead of regressing to his original age. A truly noble sacrifice with as of yet unseen consequences. Each character, as you can see, in the series contains a piece of robotic malp or a section of the Goa'uld transport rings. Collect each character to complete its own figure-sized display. So there you go. That's packaging on Season 10 Teal'c and Daniel Jackson. What we'll do is we'll get these guys opened up and we'll get a closer look at the figures. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. And now that we've got both of them out of the packaging, let's get a good look at the figures. The one accessory, or the one collect and connect piece that came with, I don't even know if you want to call them collect and connect, but essentially the build piece that come with these two figures is the Goa'uld transporter ring, as you can see here. The transporter ring also features pegs. That you can peg into place. Now, you can peg it into either the bottom or the top, and the fact that I don't have the other pieces ready, I can't really tell which way they peg in, but I'm sure, I don't know if this will be the top or the bottom of the transporter ring. It's assuming that this is the bottom. I'm sure you have to peg these into place, and then the next ring would go over top, and there's probably going to be about 3 rings high. But kind of neat that they include this. Very cool. Looking forward to getting that put together. We'll put that aside and we'll look at the two figures here. First, what we'll do is we'll look at Daniel Jackson, and this is the Ori Daniel Jackson, or the Prior, I guess, because he gets turned into a Prior in Season 10. And what's nice is, even though it's the same mold that they've used before with Daniel Jackson, they've actually put Ori markings. I think you guys can see they put the Ori markings on his face here. Very, very nice. If you've seen my review of the Daniel Jackson Anubis 2-pack, I believe this shares the exact same body. The only thing that they've included is this cloak, this top piece here, as well as the hood. Aside from that, as you can see, if you watch my review of the 2-pack with Anubis, you can see that sleeves and everything else seem to be the very same. As well as I have the same problem that my Daniel Jackson, at least on this backdrop, leans to the one side, just because the way his feet are positioned. Fear not, though. Fear not. He does also come with his prior walking stick, which I think in this case is going to benefit this character very much, because then he will have something to keep himself up. Maybe not so much, because as you can see, it doesn't really touch the floor, but... So that's one of the accessories that Daniel Jackson comes with. He comes with one of the prior walking sticks. He also does come with the prior book, the book of, is it the book of Ori? That you can have him reference. And as you can see, he holds the book really well. There's certainly no problems there. Really, really nice. Nice looking figure. The articulation on Daniel Jackson is he has the full range articulation in the head, the ball jointed head. He has the almost looks like a pin and socket joint. I don't know if it's a full ball joint. He has a bend in his elbow. You can rotate the hand. You can rotate the waist, and you can also rotate his feet. And that is Daniel Jackson, the Ori Daniel Jackson. Okay, we'll put him aside. I don't even know if is he going to stand. No, he's going to fall. We'll look at Teal'c here, and a nice looking Teal'c, a nice representation of Christopher Judge, right down to the season 10. Let me pull it up here. Right down to the season 10 gray in his hair. Now, to me, it looks like I'm almost certain this is an exact reissue of the Teal'c from an earlier wave. I believe this is the exact same Teal'c. The only thing they've done is they've added the gray. Field Ops, I want to say this is the Field Ops Teal'c, because it looks the exact same. Again, like I said, the only difference is they've added the gray from the series finale. The one thing that would have been nice, though, is that Teal'c's hair is just it's a bit of more of a brush cut, kind of sticks out in season 10 when he actually has this. If they had only just resculpted a little bit more and didn't just rely on the exact same head sculpt, I think this figure would have been quite a bit nicer. He also does come with a vest. I couldn't think of it for a second. He also does come with a vest that is removable if you wish. Now his accessories, he has actually several. He does come with a Zat gun. Not an extended Zat gun, it's the retracted Zat gun that you can actually have him holding. And actually, when I had the figure in the package, the Zat as well as his rifle were strapped onto the hand via the little clear elastic bands. He also does come with his rifle, which, if you've watched the Stargate Atlantis reviews, is slightly different. It's slightly different than the handgun or the rifle that they gave those figures. And much like the Zat gun, Teal'c came with the rifle in his hand, and it was elasticed in there. Elastic, that's not even a word. I'm making up words. But I almost had wish I kept the elastic in there, because his hand is rather large, and there's a reason for it. Well, actually not much of a reason, but would have been nice if I kept the elastic in there, because then he would have held the rifle a little bit better. But he also does hold the rifle. Nice looking rifle. And if that wasn't cool enough, he also comes with his Jaffa staff. I'll get him to hopefully stand there while I show you the staff. Stay, Teal'c. Stay. Good. He also does come with his Jaffa staff. As you can see right now, it's a nice looking staff. And I like the fact that they're gold. Certainly the original Jaffa staff were silver. I prefer more the browner, like a bronze color. I prefer it a little bit more. Now, this Jaffa staff, as you can see, is extended out. He's gonna be firing it. But it does also come with, if I can get this piece out, it's really stiff. He does also come with the retracted gold staff as well. And the idea is you really should be able to pop this out, but it looks like it's giving me hassle. Oh, there we go. Oh no, I broke it. See, that's what happens when you try too hard. What I was going to say, I'm going to have to glue this now. I think there was too much paint in there. But the idea is that this part would have been able to come out and you could put it in the closed Jaffa staff. I really was going to say I would prefer to have it open. So really I could have just left well enough alone and just kept it in there. But you see what happens? It happens to all of us, my friends. It happens to all of us. But my staff is broken, so I'm just going to have to get some glue and glue that in. And it'll be as good as new. But he does also come with a staff weapon. Oh, I'm so disappointed. I have to put that down. And the overall, it's a great set. I mean, if you collect, if you're into Stargate, or if you're not into Stargate, probably this does nothing for you. But if you're into Stargate, this is a great set to pick up, because then you have Season 10, prior Daniel Jackson, as well as what looks to be a repaint, a slight repaint of Field Ops, I want to say Field Ops Teal'c. But a nice set. I'd probably give this set a 7. Granted, if you have the Anubis Daniel Jackson 2-pack, and you have the, what I still think is the Field Ops Teal'c, I mean, certainly these figures probably look very similar to those sets. If you don't have it, or if you want one a little more accurate to Season 10 and you want a prior Daniel Jackson, this is a set to definitely pick up. But that was a toy spot on the Stargate SG1. We had the Season 10 Teal'c with the gray in his hair, and we also had the prior Daniel Jackson. A nice set. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, my poor staff. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.